Hello, everyone. Welcome to Spoken Word Wednesday with Granddaddy G. I want to switch things up and start sharing my videos on Wednesday now. This is episode 66, My Delightful Dream. One day this week, I felt depressed about a few things, none of which are very important. I was depressed that I have only worked 2 very small acting gigs this entire year. I also was a little depressed that episode 65 that I shared last Sunday received the fewest number of views of any video that I have produced this year. It should have been obvious to me that a video titled Unplugged, Breaking the Facebook Addiction is not something people who are online wish to see or hear about. I hope the print version of my book with the same title will do better. But I was very proud of the poems I wrote and shared last week, and I'm a firm believer that an artist should never expect applause from anyone but themselves. I was happy with the poems, and that should be all that matters. I was also depressed that after 10 days, I was unable to go even one day without opening Facebook on my phone or laptop. It seems quitting Facebook is much more difficult for me than quitting alcohol or marijuana was. So I felt I needed to take my own advice and follow the message of those poems. So I decided to place a phone call to my sister. It was great to hear her voice, and we had a very nice conversation. My depression immediately lifted, and I had a very sound sleep that night. After a week of nightmares, I had a very delightful dream. And as soon as I woke up, I wrote it down in the form of a poem called My Delightful Dream. Now, this poem also happens to be my original poem, number 200. Thank you. 200 poems shared on Facebook and YouTube over the past 66 weeks. So here is the 200th poem, My Delightful Dream. I worked in a very large place where films and photographs are made. I enjoyed my work, and the many people there were glad in me and I in them. When it was time to go home, I was with a multitude. I walked with my little dog in my arms, as she was allowed to be there. All were happy to see us, and we all rejoiced together. I remembered not the way back to my car, as there were many stairs and many doorways. There were many elevators and hallways. I followed a group of people to the back of the building, but I remembered my car was on the side near the front. I saw many wonders there. I saw many vehicles of all sorts. I saw large trucks being filled and unfilled. There was a large cargo-only airplane that said Consolidated on the side. The airplane was being filled very carefully until it was full. There were many lights and beautiful women being photographed. There were many filmmakers and photographers all about, and beautiful people of all types. There were pools of water with many sea creatures within. I gazed upon these wonderful sights and felt amazement. After a long while, I became anxious of not finding my car. I became tired of foot from my long walking. I re-entered the building as the back of the building had no exit. I entered into a place that had very wealthy people working. They were happy to greet my dog and I. The place where they worked was filled with many luxuries. They wore fine clothing with much gold and jewels. Outside their offices were beautiful gardens with streams, fish, birds, and animals. My little dog ran under a fence into the garden where I could not follow to bring her back. I became worried and afraid for her. A baby raccoon jumped on her back as if my dog was its mother. A mother raccoon growled and showed many sharp teeth. My little dog returned to me under the fence where the mother raccoon could not go. I carefully peeled the baby raccoon from my dog's back and returned it over the fence. We left that place and returned to the place of my work, where we had started from. I found 2 of my co-workers and a new worker there, and they were also leaving for home. I walked with them to a place where many people were exercising with shiny equipment. We laughed and enjoyed our walk as they were 2 beautiful women. They told me of where the cars are parked and wished to join those who were exercising. Myself and my male co-worker did not join, and we affectionately said goodnight to the women. My co-worker was young. He also did not know where his car was parked. Again, we followed the multitude to the back of the building. I knew this was the wrong way, but I asked him, "Would you like to see many wonders?" He was excited to see them, and I showed him the place with the trucks and the airplane. I showed him the pools with the sea creatures within. He was also a photographer and took delight in seeing the many films and photos being made. He had a nice camera and took many photographs himself. We left that place but went a different way than I went before. At this hour, many people were leaving for home. There was a woman with a very expensive camera who wished to take photographs of me. The sunlight was shining in my eyes, and she was very pleased with the photos she took. I asked the woman of the place where the cars are parked, and she told me. I was going in the correct direction both times, but forgot to take one elevator down 1 floor. We thanked her and found our way back to our cars. My young co-worker was filled with amazement as he had never seen such things. I was glad for this day and rejoiced in it. So that is my delightful dream. Thank you, everybody. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll bring you more poems on the next video. Have a great day.